Uzbekistan banned. NMC cancelled universities. MBBS abroad is finished. If you have been on YouTube or Telegram in the last few days, you have probably seen headlines like this. Students are panicking, parents are confused, and even the Indian embassy in Tashkent received so many emails asking one question: is it over? So let me be very clear. No, Uzbekistan is not banned. No, NMC has not cancelled all universities. But something serious has happened. And if you misunderstand this advisory, you could make a decision that affects your entire medical career. In this video, I'm not here to create fear. NMC and the embassy have already released their advisories. My job today is simple: to decode what actually happened, what it really means for you, and what you should do next. Let's start with what actually happened. On April 1st, 2026, the National Medical Commission issued an official alert. This is not a ban, it was not a cancellation notice, it was a warning. And most importantly, this warning was not random. It was based on concerns raised by the Indian Embassy in Uzbekistan. Now, just 2 days later, on 3rd of April 2026, the Embassy of India in Tashkent have released another advisory. Why? Because students had already started panicking. There were questions everywhere like, are these universities banned? Is my degree invalid? So the embassy stepped in to clarify the situation. And this is where things get important. The NMC alert highlights concerns. The embassy advisory explains the context. And between these two documents, the real story becomes very clear. So the next question is, why did this alert come in the first place? The NMC did not issue this randomly. It was based on specific concerns that were communicated through official channels. Now let's understand these concerns clearly. First, there were reports that some universities were admitting students beyond their capacity. And second, there were concerns about quality in clinical exposure. In medical education, infrastructure is not enough. What really matters is how many patients you see, how much hands-on training you get, and whether the training is consistent or not. And number three, there were practical concerns about medium of instruction. While universities may officially state English, is teaching and communication actually happening effectively in English or not? And one important point, there were also complaints related to education consultants, especially regarding transparency, promises, and information given to the students. So if you look at this together, this is not about one single issue, it is about compliance, quality, and transparency. At the center of this entire issue, there is one thing you need to understand clearly: FMGL regulations. These are the rules set by NMC that decide whether your foreign medical degree is valid for practice in India or not. And this is where many students get confused. They think, my university is recognized, so I am safe. But recognition alone is not enough. What matters is whether your entire education process follows these regulations or not. In many of my previous videos as well, these rules are not optional. These are critical. But now, because of this advisory, it has become even more important to understand them clearly. So let me simplify the key requirements for you once again. Your course must have at least 54 months of study. You must complete 12 months of internship in the same foreign university. Your clinical training should not be split across countries, and your education must be effectively in English. Now, here is the most important part. If these conditions are not met, your degree is not automatically cancelled, but your eligibility to practice in India can become uncertain. That uncertainty is exactly what this advisory is warning about. Now let's look at the second part of this situation. The advisory released by the Indian Embassy in Tashkent. This came 2 days after the NMC alert, and the reason was simple. There were already confusion and panic among students. Now here is what the embassy made clear. First, this is not a ban. The NMC alert should not be interpreted as cancelling universities or stopping students from studying in Uzbekistan. Number two, the concerns raised are real, but they are not universal, which means this is not about every university or every student. It is about specific issues that need to be carefully verified. And number three, the embassy strongly advised students to be cautious about how they choose universities and education consultants. They clearly said, do not rely on assumptions, do not rely on verbal promises, and do not make decisions without proper verification. So, If you look at this carefully, the embassy have acknowledged that certain concerns have been raised, while also clarifying that this situation should not be misinterpreted or exaggerated. In simple terms, they have provided context to help students understand the advisory clearly. So now comes the most important part. This is the biggest mistake students are making right now: misinterpreting the situation. Some people are saying everything is banned, others are saying nothing to worry. But the reality is both of these extreme situations are incorrect. This is not a ban, and this is not also a normal situation. This is a warning, a compliance warning, which means you cannot panic, but you also cannot ignore. This is a decision point, a point where the quality of your decision matters more than ever. Because at this stage, one wrong assumption can cost you years, and one informed decision can protect your entire career. So the next logical question is, what should you do now? Whether you are already studying or planning to take admission this year, the approach should be the same. Verify, don't assume. First, make sure your course structure fully aligns with FMGL regulations, not just on paper but in actual implementation. Second, understand your clinical exposure. Don't get influenced by infrastructure, buildings, or brochures. Ask a simple question: how frequently are students actually interacting with patients? Third, be very careful with consultants. Do not rely on verbal assurances. Ask for written clarity on course duration, internship, medium of instruction, and total fees. Number 4, check the medium of learning in reality. Not just what is mentioned officially, but how teaching and communication actually happen on the ground. And finally, do not rush decisions. This is not a situation where speed helps you. This is a situation where clarity protects you. So let's close with one takeaway. Every student and parent must understand: this advisory is not telling you to panic, and this is also not telling you to continue blindly. It is telling you to slow down, verify, and understand the system properly before making a decision. Because in medical education, the biggest mistakes are rarely made out of lack of ambition. They are made out of urgency, assumption, and misplaced trust. So if you are already studying abroad, this is the time to become more aware. And if you are planning admission, this is the time to become more careful. Don't let fear decide for you. Don't let marketing decide for you. Let clarity decide for you. Because this is not just about admission. It is about registration, it is about eligibility, and ultimately, it is about whether your degree can actually become a medical career in India or not. If this video helped you to understand what this advisory really means, share it with a student or parent who is confused right now. And if you value clarity over noise, stay connected and subscribe to this channel. Because in situation like this, awareness is not fear. Awareness is protection. All the best. Jai Hind.